Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Card of Destiny channel. I'm Pandora, your guide through all things mystical, magical, and cosmic. Today, we're diving into one of the most misunderstood and most transformational angel numbers of all time, 13. That's right, the number most people fear, the number that's been labeled as unlucky, dark, even cursed. But here in this sacred space, we know better. Angel number 13 isn't a curse. It's a cosmic initiation. It's not darkness, it's alchemy. And it's not unlucky, it's the gateway to divine feminine power, karmic rebirth, and soul-level transformation. If you've been seeing the number 13 appear over and over, in dates, dreams, receipts, clocks, license plates, or even in your own birthday or life path, this is not random. You're being guided through a very sacred chapter of your soul's evolution. So light your candles, open your heart, and let's go deep into the spiritual fire and magic of angel number 13. The numerology of 13, the sacred breakdown. In numerology, every number holds frequency, and 13 is a complex code made up of the number 1, which represents beginnings, willpower, divine spark; the number 3, which symbolizes creativity, self-expression, joy, communication; and the root number 4, because 1 plus 3 equal to 4, which stands for structure, stability, earthly manifestation. So even from a numerological perspective, 13 is multidimensional. It's the dance between fire and earth, spirit and body, destruction and foundation. Let's break it down. The 1, the divine masculine. The number 1 is bold. It's about action, initiation, independence. It is the divine masculine principle representing leadership, new beginnings, willpower, and courage. 1 says, I create my reality. The 3, the divine child. Number 3 is the creative child of the number system. It brings joy, expression, and communication. It is ruled by, in art, emotion, humor, feminine radiance. 3 says, I share my light. Root number 4, the foundation builder. 1 plus 3 equal to 4, and this root number brings us into practical reality. 4 is about in discipline, in structure, grounding, in sacred order. It builds the house, it digs the roots, spiritual stability in the physical world. Altogether, angel number 13 becomes the creative spark 1 meets joyful expression 3, grounded into reality 4. But first, something must die. The unlucky myth. Why society fears 13. Let's address the elephant in the cosmos. Why is 13 considered unlucky? This belief didn't come from spirit. It came from patriarchal superstition. And it has deep roots in fear of the divine feminine. A bit of history. In ancient lunar calendars, there were 13 full moons per year, each one aligned with a woman's menstrual cycle and divine feminine energy. The number 13 became associated with goddess rituals, fertility, death, and rebirth. Patriarchal structures began to suppress lunar and feminine wisdom, branding the number 13 as bad luck to disconnect people from its magic. And Friday the 13th was once the day of the goddess, until it was flipped into a superstition of fear. So when people say 13 is unlucky, they're often echoing an old wound of collective suppression. But spiritually, 13 is the number of the witch, the mother, the crone, the phoenix, the goddess. It's not something to fear, it's something to bow to. 13 is a portal of death and rebirth. Angel number 13 is the sacred scythe in your spiritual garden. It comes to cut away what no longer serves, not to hurt you, but to liberate you. Seeing 13 frequently means that your soul is undergoing a shedding process. And this shedding may feel like a breakup, and spiritual crisis, break-end, a physical illness or burnout, an identity collapse, when financial loss, a betrayal that cracks open your heart. And yet, this is the work of 13. It is here to burn away illusions, codependency, fear, and attachments. It doesn't whisper like 11. It doesn't comfort like 222. It arrives like a storm, sweeping through your life to clear the space for who you're becoming. Think, Tower energy meets the death card. In tarot terms, 13 resonates with death, the 13th major arcana card. Not literal death, but ego death, transformation, and rebirth. And it often follows tower moments, upheaval, chaos, and collapse. But after that, regeneration, resurrection, renewal, 13 says, yes, you're losing something, but look closer, you're gaining everything you actually need. 13 and Scorpio energy, astrology's sacred mirror. Astrologically, 13 resonates powerfully with Scorpio, the zodiac sign of death, sex, and transformation, mysticism, secrets, rebirth. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, the planet of the underworld, and 13 reflects that same alchemical energy. When you see 13 often, you're being called into on shadow work, on psychic development, on karmic detoxing, and deep energetic healing, on shedding identities and patterns. This is Scorpio's domain, and 13 is your cosmic invitation into that hidden realm. Scorpio keywords aligned with angel number 13, intensity, truth at all costs, and survival instincts, dark night of the soul, and sexual and creative rebirth, in soul bonding through pain, emotional depth, and loyalty. So if your soul journey involves seeing 13 during periods of emotional destruction or trauma, know this, you're walking through Pluto's gates. But you're not walking alone. Angelic messages in the midst of pain. Let's talk about what your angels are actually trying to tell you when you see 13 over and over, especially in painful, raw, or disorienting moments. Because here's the truth. Angel number 13 shows up, not when things are easy, but when you're becoming. When your life is falling apart and you see 13, it's the angels saying, "Children, we're here. You're not being punished, you're being realigned. This pain is sacred, it's the gateway to your higher path. Trust the collapse, trust the loss, trust the shift. You're being forged into something greater." Angel number 13 doesn't offer fluff. It doesn't give you sweet words. It holds your face, looks you in the eyes, and says, "You're stronger than you think, and this chapter will prove it." 13 and the divine feminine, witch wounds, lunar codes, and sacred reclamation. This is one of the most magical and hidden truths about angel number 13. It is deeply connected to the divine feminine. We live in a world that still bears the scars of patriarchal conditioning, and for centuries the number 13 was suppressed as a feminine code. 13 moons, 13 cycles. A woman's average menstrual cycle is 28 days, aligning with the moon. And there are 13 full moons in a lunar year. Ancient priestess and temple cultures honored the 13-moon cycle as a sacred rhythm of life, death, and rebirth. 13 as the witch's number. 13 became feared because it was the number of, and goddess rites, white blood mysteries, and midwives and herbalists, intuitive and psychic women, the sacred dark. In many cultures, Friday the 13th was originally a day to honor the goddess Freya or Venus, until it was distorted into a day of fear. What does this mean for? If you keep seeing 13 and you identify as a feminine soul or are deeply connected to feminine energy, your angels are likely telling you, it's time to reclaim your sacred rhythm. Honor your intuition, your body, your magic. You are the medicine. You are the mystic. You are the moon. This number awakens the inner witch, the wise woman, the oracle inside of you. Angel number 13 in karmic cycles, breaking the loop. Angel number 13 often shows up when you are completing karma, especially heavy or generational cycles. Have you been repeating painful relationship patterns, attracting similar lessons over and over again, struggling with ancestral trauma or inner child wounds? Feeling like you're paying off some unseen emotional debt? If so, 13 is a karmic mirror. It reflects your soul's ancient pain and your power to end it. This number says, the wheel has turned. You don't have to carry this forward anymore. This is your exit point from the cycle. If you choose truth, the karma ends with you. It can be painful, but it's sacred. You're not just healing your story, you're healing your lineage, your past lives, and your descendants, soul contracts, agreements, and angel number 13. You didn't just stumble into your challenges, you agreed to certain lessons before incarnating. These are called soul contracts, and 13 shows up when one is being fulfilled, being rewritten, or being severed. Seeing 13 may mean a soul contract is ending, especially with a karmic partner. You're ready to upgrade a contract, for example, moving from suffering into conscious co-creation. A guide or soulmate is coming in to help you step into the next level of your purpose. Here's how you know you're in a 13 contract phase. A relationship feels fated but hard. And so you feel like you're at a threshold. You're saying, I can't do this anymore. You're sorry you feel someone fading from your life without closure. 13 is telling you, this contract is complete. You are free to step through the next door. Signs you're in a 13 phase of spiritual transformation. If you're seeing angel number 13 regularly, these may be happening around you. You're clearing clutter, both emotional and physical. You're experiencing vivid dreams of death, endings, or transformation. You're suddenly shedding friends or people who no longer match your energy. You're drawn to study mysticism, lunar cycles, herbalism, or ancient rituals. You feel deep emotional waves, followed by strange peace. You've lost interest in superficial things. You're hearing or seeing themes of phoenix, rebirth, crone, goddess, or shadow work repeatedly. You feel an inner power waking up that both excites and scares you. These aren't coincidences. These are soul upgrades in real time. Angel number 13 is your spiritual GPS blinking. Keep going. You're leveling up. How to work with the energy of 13. Rituals, tools, and daily practices. Seeing angel number 13 is an invitation to work with the energy, not just notice it. Here's how to honor and align with this powerful frequency. 1. Build a shadow work altar. Include a black candle for protection and transformation. And a bowl of salt or soil to absorb what you're releasing. A mirror to reflect your own truth back to you. A journal and a pen to record what's dying and what's ready to be born. Light the candle and say, I honor what is leaving. I bless what is rising. I am sacred even in my shadows. 2. 13-day soul-shedding ritual. Each day for 13 days, do one small act of release or truth-telling. Examples: undelete old emails or photos, and write a letter to your past self and burn it. And speak a truth you've been avoiding. Let yourself fully cry. Forgive someone, even if they don't deserve it. Say no when you usually say yes. Say yes when you usually hide. Document your process in a 13-day journal. Watch how your energy shifts. 3. Work with the moon. Because 13 is a lunar number, align your practice with. In new moons, set intentions related to what you're ready to birth. Full moons, release what you're done carrying. On dark moons, go inward. Listen, grieve, trust. Use this affirmation: I rise with the moon, I fall with the moon. I am the rhythm of the stars. 4. Embodiment plus movement. 13 isn't just a mind frequency, it's felt in the body. Try shaking, ecstatic dance, uncrying freely, intuitive stretching, and cold plunges or fire rituals. 1. Breath work with 13 count patterns. All of this helps move the death energy through you so that it doesn't get stuck. Angel number 13 in dreams, visitations, and soul messages. If you're dreaming about the number 13, or waking up at 1:13 or 3:13, don't brush it off. Your subconscious is being activated. 13 in dreams can be a powerful soul transmission. Here's what it may mean. Common 13 dream symbols. And death or funerals, symbolizing ego death, not physical death. Snakes, kundalini awakening, life force rising. And moons are lunar imagery, divine feminine calling. And black cats, crows, owls, messengers of magic and transformation. And fire, purification of the soul. And to witch archetypes, your magical lineage awakening. Dream visitations. Some people report dreaming of, and shadow versions of themselves. An old wise woman guiding them through a ritual. And a storm, a flood, or a house collapsing. A baby being born at 13 minutes past the hour. All of these are signs your spirit team is working with you on the astral plane. 13 often activates ancestral dreams and psychic insights, especially if you're going through major change in waking life. Ask your dreams. What is ending? What part of me is being reborn? What power am I reclaiming? Write everything down. The sacred archetypes of 13, myth, magic, and reclamation. Across mythology and ancient mysticism, the number 13 is revered, not feared. Let's explore some sacred archetypes that hold the energy of angel number 13. The crone, wise woman, associated with the 13th lunar cycle and the waning moon. The crone symbolizes an inner wisdom, letting go, a menopause, death as transition, connection with ancestors. She whispers, you don't have to be beautiful, you just have to be real. Truth is power, and silence is done. The phoenix. 13 resonates with the phoenix myth, a bird that bursts into flame and rises again from its own ashes. It teaches, when self-destruction can lead to self-creation. and cannot be truly reborn unless something ends first. The fire is sacred, not to be feared, but embraced. The moon goddess. Goddesses like Hecate, Lilith, Selene, and Freya are associated with the 13th moon year. They represent magic, rebellion, and divine chaos, sacred sexuality, feminine knowing. 13 brings their voices back. If you're seeing it often, one of them might be calling you. Collective meaning, 13 as a global awakening number. On a collective level, angel number 13 marks a crumbling of the old world. You may notice that 13 shows up during and in global shifts, financial collapse, and social revolutions, women's rights movements, mid-mass awakenings. Because 13 is here to dismantle the illusion. If you're seeing it, you're not just transforming yourself. You're part of a larger wave of souls breaking ancestral patterns, rewriting spiritual contracts, and refusing to stay small. You are a soul disruptor, a channel, a weaver of the new reality. Closing affirmations, anchoring in the energy of 13. These affirmations can help stabilize the often intense energy of 13. Speak them into your mirror. Whisper them into your journal. Say them when your world feels like it's falling apart. I welcome endings that free me. What leaves makes room for what's meant for me. I am not afraid of my own shadow. I lead with it. I rise through every storm with sacred purpose. I reclaim my magic. I remember who I am. I am the 13th moon, the secret spell, the flame that rebirths itself. And there you have it, beautiful soul. That was your complete spiritual deep dive into the sacred, alchemical, and transformative angel number 13. If this number has been following you, showing up in your life during times of confusion, grief, rebirth, or power, you now know. This isn't just a number, it's a spiritual portal, a karmic code, a divine initiation. I hope this message brought clarity, comfort, and truth to your journey. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and share your own story of angel number 13 in the comments. I read everyone, and your experience might be the sign someone else needs. This is Pandora, from the Card of Destiny channel, reminding you, you are not cursed. You are chosen. You are not being punished. You're being reborn. You are not lost. You're just remembering. Until next time, keep rising through the ashes. You are sacred. You are unstoppable. And you are loved.